A lot of people think y'all are weird. A lot of people think y'all are weird. And it's because you're awkward and you have no social skills. Luckily for you, social skills can be achieved through practice, repetition, volume. And what I want to do for you guys today is just give you some practical tips that everybody should know, but I'm aware to the fact that a lot of people don't, but some practical tips to help you make friends, gain some form of social skills, conversational skills, to be able to hold your own in a conversation and actually get people interested in what you have going on, and how to build friends and relationships that could actually open up doors for you that you never thought possible. And it's fairly simple. It's a few simple things. I don't even have a number for it. I'm just gonna go until I really feel like I've grasped every concept I need to say. But I've been managing and leading teams for a long time, working with different groups of people, working with new people, working with people in multiple departments. And I've had to learn to break barriers, start conversations, build relationships, communicate, network with these people, because they need me and I need them. So if we're gonna work together, we might as well build a bond. And I have the same format, same formula, same kind of subconscious patterns that I do that help me build relationships, meet new people, hold conversations, learn things, and ultimately build a connection, a network of, I don't want to say following, but a following of people who like me as a person, and we share goals and we share like-minded visions. And the first thing that a lot of people tend to just overlook is the importance of people's names. You would feel disrespected if somebody knew your name and they said, "Hey boy," or "Hey, whatever the fuck." You feel away like, this is my name, or somebody called you anything outside of your name. A person's name is the one thing that they will always own. And with that being said, they treat it with so much care. It has a lot of weight to them. And if they feel like you disrespect their name, they're not gonna like you. Like even myself, like my last name is so important to me that I want to build a legacy, leave a legacy for this name that nobody in my family has done. I have a tattoo on my shoulder that says "Death Before Dishonor," and I got it specifically because I'd rather die than disrespect and dishonor my family name or my first name. And I stand on that. So the first way to really kind of get people to start to like you and to build that relationship is to remember their name. When you meet somebody, take an extra step to find a way, however you need, to remember that person's name, put that face to that name. Even when you're around a lot of people, it's really not hard to remember names, honestly. For me, it's simple, but I have a pretty good memory when it comes to remembering a lot of things out of ordinary, a lot of different situations, scenarios, things that I've learned. But a person's name is so important. So when you're meeting people, always remember to keep that name in the back of your head. So when you see them again, it's not just greeting a stranger, but now it's, "Hey, Mark. Hey, Brittany. Hey, James. Hey, Mike." Remembering somebody's name is so important, because from that point, now they know that you're talking directly to them. You're speaking directly to them, and you showed enough care or enough interest in them to remember their name. If you don't care to know somebody, or you don't care about somebody, you're not interested in somebody, it's out the way for you to remember things about them, key topics about them, information about them, even something as simple as their name. They weren't important to you, so it wasn't important for you to remember. And people notice that. People understand if you don't know their name, it means you really don't kind of care about them. You don't really value them as much as they value themselves. And they'll kind of put up a wall against you, or to kind of make it tough for you to get through, or kind of be standoffish, or not really be open to accepting you as a new friend, a new coworker, a new associate, a new acquaintance, to even get to know a tad bit of who they are. But for you to remember their name, okay, it shows some interest. It shows that you care enough and respect them enough to do that. Boom, now your foot's in the door. After that, the easiest way to have a conversation is to ask questions and respond. Ask questions, listen, and respond. "Hey, how you doing?" Boom. They ask a question. Most times the conversation is going back and forth. They may bounce off you, but even with you asking questions in the conversation, they might branch off into more stories, and then you can piggyback off that, talk about your experiences with what they had. If they if you have some similarities, and then you can bounce even more questions off that. Having a conversation is so easy. I'm so good at having conversations that I have to just make it a priority for me to stop when I know I need to be done. Like, especially if I'm hyped or I'm into the conversation, it's like, damn, I can sit and talk about this for days. And it's like, that's how easy it is to have a conversation. If you have a conversation with somebody, they already like you, because a lot of people are already socially awkward, have no social skills, have no conversational skills, and aren't able to have a regular conversation without being weird, looking like they're about to lose their mind, or like they're stupid. So for you to be able to have a conversation and have those skills, you're already separated from a good amount of the pack. And it's a way to do it, but that's just the base, that's the foundation. That's how you get used to start having that conversation. And then when you start to build those skills more, you begin to find your own flow, your own charm, your own way to spin the words, your own way with the words, your own charisma. And from that point on, you just continue to shoot it up. Being interested in people is the fastest way to build relationships, to build bonds, to get them to like, trust you, and want to do things for you. Being interested in them, so asking those questions, asking more questions based off of their story, and letting them talk is so crucial. People love to talk about themselves. So the more you're able to listen and make them feel good in the conversation, in the moment, boom, they're gonna like you. They're gonna begin to like you. They're gonna begin to trust you. And then each time you see this person, you continue to build on those conversations. And I'm telling you, a bonus is like remembering something from a prior conversation. Like, say they had an event coming up that they told you about last week and it just passed and you saw them again after the fact. You can ask them how the event went. Boom, it shows you really were listening to what they were talking about. That's even more bonus points for you. And they feel even more, they feel even better about you. They feel like they can trust you even more because you're really actively listening and you're asking about it. You're following up. You're asking how it went. And this is how you build relationships. This is how you build rapport. This is how you build a network, a connection of people with millions of opportunities that you could possibly like take on. Like, you never know who you're talking to. So it's like, if you know how to have a conversation, start that up and build a relationship with anybody, man, you could step in the doors that you weren't even supposed to be in. You weren't supposed to be in it, but because you know how to talk and you got people to, you learn how to get people to like you and to be able to trust you, you could be in a room with people that I promise you that were on like your vision board, people you never thought you would meet, people you thought were untouchable, just off being able to build relationships, to make friends, to make those connections, to network. It's so easy. And that's really all I got. Remember people's names. Ask questions and actively listen. And just respond. Respond to the questions genuinely, authentically, really listen, actively listen to what they're saying. Ask questions based off that and actually be interested in the person. If you feel like this conversation is going somewhere you're not interested, you have to find a way to politely end it or find a way out. It's not saying you're a bad person, but you feel like this conversation isn't going anywhere. I have conversations like that all the time, but I'm so good at it that you'll never tell if it's a good or a bad conversation. I just know how to exit or pivot into something else to get myself up out of that. But conversational skills are so important. But that's the foundation. Remember the names, ask questions, listen, respond, and repeat. It's that simple. That's how you have a conversation. That's how you break barriers. That's how you have conversations with anybody. That's how you build basic social and conversational skills, and how you can make friends easily, build a network, and meet new people each and every day. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.